Howdy y'all. I haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I would, like everyone else, showing their completed pages for January 2022. I definitely have a whole lot more whips than I have finished pages, but that's a whole nother video. I put my finished pages that aren't in the book, which right now, that's all I have. This one is I'm sorry, I put it in a notebook with page protectors, and this one also has my swatches from different things I have. All right, this page is from Tatiana Bogima, and I can't pronounce her last name. This is from her Etsy page. This is a PDF in her book there. I really like these little mice on this flower. I used Prismacolor and Sioux color, and probably can't tell because it's not a prominent thing, but I used a little bit of metallic watercolor in there. Not sure if it's just not coming through because it's on this. Let's see what happens when I take it out of this. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. But that's okay. The point is, I made it this beautiful blue color. I love blue. All right. The next page is this cute kitty cat. This golden kitty cat chasing a goldfish. This one is from 100 Animals by Special Art. I carefully tore out the page because none of them are perforated there, and then used my special cutting mat to get that nice straight edge. This one I used Prisma and Sioux color also. You're going to hear me say that a lot. When I don't know exactly what I used, I've probably used both of them. I'm going to try to keep better track of that. Yeah, especially when it comes to the white pencil. Usually I pick the Prismacolor for that. I also use some Posca. I'm not sure you can tell exactly, but I did this little crackling effect. It didn't come out quite as good on the background as I think it did on the, you see that? On the water. I kind of came across that by accident, really. I'm not sure even what I was doing, but I did it and I thought, wow, that looks kind of cool. So I kept going with it. Right, the next one is a page from Joanna Basford's Flourish. It's the free download. And I used 4 different sets of pencils on this. I am sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can't get that off a little bit. Okay. This bird in Flora and Fauna is I did with Brute Funners. I'm questioning myself now if that was Brute Funner or this was Brute Funner. Anyway, we're going to say it is because that's what I remember. I think it was. Probably I used a little bit of, maybe a little bit of Prisma in there for the whites area. And I actually messed up on this wing, so I covered it over with Posca and just waited, and then colored over it and used a marker, fine point marker pen for that. So that was a learning experience too. This one I did with Stardroid Golds. And I'm just really learning how to use those, being and these being their oily pencils, that you're going to do uh, different kind of blending with those. So um, and even just lots and lots of layers to get that bird very blue. Um, Anyhow, I had fun with that. And I believe I used a blender pencil in there also. Okay, this one I did with Sioux color. I think I probably did some Posca there too. And then this little bird I did with Prismas. And I can feel the difference between an oily pencil and a waxier pencil. It's really interesting how that works. All right. This one is also from Flourish. I used all Sakura Metallics gel pens in this one. Can you see the metallic kind of thing there? So I had just gotten those and I had to use them. The background likely was Prisma, but I'm not sure. And I did that crackly deal again with the Posca. I bought a set of 3 Posca pens, each different sizes. There's the tiny one, and that's what I use for this. And then there's the one everybody usually uses, the medium size. And it's got the large in there, which I've used in some other stuff. Okay, this one is one of the free downloads from Special Art when you order one of their books. And I love this picture so much. You know what? I'm not so certain it's from. It might very well be Special Art or Color It. I'm leaning toward Special Art because I don't think Color It gives you free downloads. Although you can buy, I think, a set of PDFs for $1 or something like that. So I do apologize, I don't remember exactly, but one of those. And I used nothing but Tan Mint glitter gel pens. I had just gotten them in, and I started another project in those, but this one is completely. I was just. It took me a long time, but I did it, and I learned a lot about blending them and. You know, just the different colors and making different leaves with different greens, and I love the apples. All right, this one was quite a leap for me. I was inspired by Coloring with Kay. This is also from Flourish, and she used different things than I did, but basically similar. This background is with gouache, and the little stars were flicking the white gouache on there with a little bit of water and with a toothbrush. So that was fun. And she had drawn some little mountains on the back there, and I decided to kind of do that myself, but a little bit differently. And I used some glitter paste, I guess, on there. And then I kind of did it over with a kind of a clear glitter pen. I kind of messed up there, but that's okay. We'll just say that that's the misty part of the mountains, right? And up here, I used oil pastel. Now, I think she used soft, silky crayons on hers. And I didn't have any silky crayons, but I did have some oil pastels, and so that's what I used on there. And then in here, I used some glitter glue to add some of that glitter underneath the little northern lights. So That was my first attempt at doing the Northern Lights. And I just put some glittery glue on that. Most of the rest, you've guessed, is Sucolor and Prisma. You know, I'm thinking I just did all Prisma. I mean, all Sucolor on this one. Most of the time I like to try to stick with one type of pencil, but I might have done that. And I used some of the Sakura Metallics and this little house right here. I did all with glitter. The Tanmit glitter gels. I drew another little cave back here and a little pirate chest of gold back there, and I kind of messed up on this little bit right here, but I'm not sure if it's going to come out on here or not, but I took a little bit of, it looks like I used, well, some kind of, it must have been the metallics. Anyway, I turned this into stairs. There was a little bit of a, like you could tell right here, I decided to just like use watercolor paint over this that I drew with a pen that I hadn't set for a while, and it ended up smudging. So I said, well, I got to do something, so I made little stairs, and this went out beyond the border, and I was trying to cover over that with Posca, but I think I'm going to need to put gouache on that to cover those little bits. But anyhow, I had a good time doing that picture. It was really fun. And because it's a PDF, I can print it again and do it again. So it'll be great. This one is from the Color It book called The Best of Color It. And it's one of their mandalas, obviously. And I did all of this in Tanmit glitter gel pens. And these three are from a little book of 20 cards you can color called The Word in Color. And I used a lot of glitter pens, Prismacolors, Sucolors, and one of my new favorite things is the Sparkle Pops. And I love how they sparkle. I especially love the silver. This one, I decided to experiment a bit more with the oil pastels, and just kept going and going and going until I came up with kind of a starry, nightish background, because this one talks about God setting the moon and the stars in place. I suppose I could have done the whole thing somehow in the dark colors, but I didn't, so I decided to do it this way. Anyhow, those are the pages of color I finished. Now, I also like to draw, and I have been going to the Artist Network on YouTube every Wednesday. This one's actually an archived one, and watching their drawing together. And there's a great artist there. His name's Scott Myers, and he does this drawing together on Wednesdays, and lots of them are archived, and you can just watch them again. And this one was one that was archived, and I just wanted to do the cat. Now, I know there are some things not right about this, but I just had to just go out of my comfort zone, not worry about details so much, and just have fun drawing. That's the whole point of art right now, is just to have fun and enjoy and learn something new. Yeah, I could go back and redo some things, but I'm just going to let it be because it was a learning experience. Now here is truly out of my comfort zone. Is 1 week he did portrait. And if you look at this boy, a young man, you might think, oh, that's a great picture. But then if you looked at the reference photo we were going from, you'd go, oh, I see. Oh. So just think it's a really handsome young man and leave it at that. Scott Myers doesn't like to do portraits either, but he did. And I said, if he can do it, I can do it. I'm just going to jump out there and do it. Sorry, let me back up. He mostly likes to use charcoal, but he also uses a lot of graphite, and I used graphite on this one. And then I sprayed it with a fixative. This one was done about the time I got some charcoal, so it's a little bit of charcoal and a little bit of graphite in that. So that really stretched me because I really don't like to do faces, but I wanted to. And Scott Myers very now he can't see what you're drawing at the time, but you can ask him questions, and also during the show, and he'll answer them. But also he will tell you what he's kind of liking and what he's not liking about certain things. And oh, he messed up here. Okay, I'm just going to do that. So it's kind of an encouragement for you to keep going. If you mess up, you can fix it too, you know. And this one we did, I think, about 2 weeks ago. And I was glad that we switched from doing portrait to doing doing more landscape. And so I had a good time there. I'm using different kinds of paper. I used a mixed media paper and 2 different mixed media papers, and I believe this one's mixed too. And this one I did last week, and it's just on some sketch paper. I love this little giraffe, and it's a portrait, though it's though it's an animal. And you know, I did a few things different than Scott did, like on the background. I wanted to put a little more color in there since I didn't make the giraffe as big as he did. But I had a good time doing that, and I'm enjoying getting back into drawing, especially with maybe some different media I'm not acquainted with. And if you look at this and you go, I can't do that, go to the Artists Network on YouTube, get one of the drawing togethers with Scott Meyer, one that you think you might like, even one that you might think would be challenging, and just go through it and do it, and you'll be surprised. I'm not showing it here because I didn't do it in January, but my first, I guess I could have brought it in. My first one was an Arctic fox, and I just followed what Scott was doing with his hands and what he was drawing, and I would draw it also. I just had graphite at the time, so that's what I used. And pretty soon, this Arctic fox came up out of the page, and I couldn't believe it. So he's really freed me up to go back to doing drawing, which is kind of, I think, my better medium than paint. But anyhow, so just draw, color, paint, do whatever, try new things. If you mess up, it's okay. You know, everybody messes up, even the great artists like Scott Meyer, and he'll tell you, oh, I messed up that part, let me erase it. I mean, so I really enjoy that aspect of his shows, and I love coloring in the coloring books too. So Y'all have a great day. I'll see you later.